Okay, guys, in this video, we are going to discuss how we're going to take exams in our online class and what you would need for the exam. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about is how important it is to know your password to your Palm Beach State account. And I had countless encounters with students that were very frustrated because they are trying to log into their test and they're using lockdown browser and it doesn't remember your password, and you try to put it in and it's not working. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to, if that happens to you, please do not change your password in lockdown browser because it's just going to lock you out and it's not going to work. Instead, what you do is you go to your Microsoft account. So this is going to be myaccount.microsoft.com. And then you're going to log in with your PBSC credentials, okay? And so your email, this is my email, this is the phone number in my office. And after you do that, you're going to go to security info. So I right now am not going to go there, but because it's going to have my private information, I don't want you to look at that. But you will click on it and then you can change your password there, okay? That's going to be a lot better than trying to do it in lockdown browser. You can also see what your other devices are, which ones you're using, what other multi-factor authentication methods you use on your account. So that's very convenient, but please do not ever change your password in lockdown browser. All right, so what's going to happen on the day of the test? So number one, you're going to need to join my meeting. And when are you going to join? Well, depending on the time you will schedule your exam. So for example, your exam is on Friday at 5 p.m. So on Friday at 5 p.m., what you're going to do first is use your phone. What are you going to do on your phone? So let me show you. I'm actually right now projecting my phone. And on my phone, you can see that I have the Teams app, right? So you can see it right here. This is the way it looks like. If you do not have a Teams app, just download it. It is free. And then you will log in with your PBSC account. Oops, pressed on something. So how do I know that I logged in with my PBSC account? So again, on the day of the test, a few minutes before the test, or maybe practice it in advance, click on Teams, and on the top corner of Teams, you should see your PBSC account. Oh my gosh, hold on. So right here, this is my PBSC account, right? So I am logged in. It actually should say pbsc.edu. I'm not sure why it still says Palm Beach State, but make sure that you are logged in with Palm Beach State account, okay, to Teams. Once you're done with that, so I'm going to exit. And now Teams is open and I'm logged in. The next step is to go to Canvas. And I always recommend downloading the Canvas app. So before the exam, make sure the Teams is open and you logged in with your PBSC account, then go to the Canvas. So Canvas student will look like this. It's going to have your dashboard right on the left where you can see all the courses you're taking. Now I'm going to click on, let's say, one of my statistics courses. And then what you do is go to home. So you want to click on the home page right here. Okay. And then when you click on that, let me click on that. It's going to show you the exam meeting room. So it's actually right here, and it's also actually over here. There is the link to the exam meeting room. So this is it. So right before the test, you're going to click on that. Let's say 5 minutes before the test, and it's going to open Teams. So this is the Teams, right? Before you join the exam meeting, make sure you click on video on. So don't join yet. Click on video on. Then take your phone and put it on your side, left or right, put it vertically. Right now, there is a cup. All I did is I just put a cup behind it so that your desk is clearly visible. So it's a side view. Don't put it too close. Both of your hands should be visible, and I should be able to see your whole desk. There's nothing there, just my mouse, and you can have a 3x5 index card, but that's it. So after that, you're going to click on join. That's going to take you to my exam room. And if your setup is okay, you will see the access code on the screen. So I'll be sharing my screen and you will see the access code, okay? And then you will enter it and start your test. All right, so that's as far as the phone goes. Okay, so what's going to happen at the same time on your computer? So let me show you. So you are in our course and you are on a computer. Let's go to modules. So you will click on modules. And here we want to take the quiz. So this is just a test quiz, but on the actual exam, you're going to have the exam quiz. Now, as you can see, there are actually two assignments here. But one of them you do not need to click. So please do not click on this one right here. Okay, that's going to be automatically satisfied by doing this. Okay, so there's no way for me to get rid of it so people don't click on it, but I put like do not click to make sure people don't click on it. It'll automatically be satisfied as you do the quiz. So on your computer, you're going to click on the quiz and it's going to say take the quiz. Okay, so I will click on that, take the quiz. Now, this requires lockdown browser, but I am right now not in lockdown browser. In fact, I am in Microsoft Edge right now. So it's complaining. So I will have to download it. So you're going to click on this. I'm not going to do it, but you're going to download and install lockdown browser on your computer. Once you do that, then you will see it on your computer right here. At this point, so when you're ready to take the test before the meeting, again, you're on your phone in Teams and you're about to click into the meeting. On the computer, you're going to click on the lockdown browser. And just like any browser, it's going to open. And I'm not going to click on it, but because it's going to kick me out, it's probably going to kick me out of the recording because it's not going to allow me to do that. So right now, for example, it says close WhatsApp because you're not supposed to have WhatsApp while you're in lockdown browser. So you're going to say close applications and continue. It might prompt you for other apps that you have open on your computer that interfere with the lockdown. So just say close application and continue, and then log in. Again, if you are logging in and you do not remember your password, immediately exit lockdown browser, go to that page that I told you with Microsoft account and change your password, or maybe go to one of your browsers that you normally use, go to the password manager. For example, Google has password manager. It remembers all my passwords. So I might be able to retrieve it then. Just don't change your password while in lockdown. So right now I can't continue because it's going to ask me to stop the recording. So I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to exit it at this point. But this is the way it looks like. So now pretend that you are now in lockdown browser. What is it going to look like? Now I can't show you the student view, but I can show you a preview of what that assignment will look like. So it's going to be test lockdown browser quiz. You're going to click on it. This time it's going to click take the quiz. It's going to let you take it because now you're in lockdown. You're going to, I'll preview it, and you're going to click on take the quiz. This is the way the assignment will look like. So here is what you're going to do first. First, there will be a password to the test. Now, again, remember that before you can click on this, it's going to actually ask you the access code, which will be given to you when you are on Teams with me. Okay, so, but imagine that that already happened. You are inside, you clicked on it, the access code worked. This is what you see. So it's going to say copy the password to the test lockdown browser assignment. So this is going to be some password. Okay, obviously not going to be password. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that and do Control C or Command C if I'm on a Mac. Then I'm going to click on test lockdown browser assignment. So that will open it up, and then click again to open it in a separate window. Again, remember, you are in lockdown browser right now. Okay, so then you're going to paste that password that, well, it was just password, but it's not going to be. Okay, and then you're going to start the assignment. So you're going to click on start. And then at this point, you will see Desmos graphing calculator. Okay, so click next. And it's going to say, find the mean of the following data set. I actually have another video in here that tells you how to do this assignment, but let me show you. It's actually very, very simple. So you want to go to the top right of the page. You want to click on this page icon. Okay, so click on that. Then go to the sidebar. So if you have the computer open, there should be this option right here. So in lockdown browser, your window will be completely maximized. So you will for sure get that choice. And then what I do is I'm going to type L equals. This is for list of numbers. Then I'm going to type a square bracket. Square bracket is next to letter P on the keyboard. You're going to highlight your data, copy it inside, or you can just type the numbers separated by commas. And on the next line, you're going to type mean, open parentheses L. And that's going to compute the mean of these numbers. And then you need to enter it here. So it is very important that you get the correct test here, because otherwise you won't be able to proceed and get to the next module. So I'll just submit this. It gave me 100 out of 100. Okay, so that means that the MyOpenMath assignment is done. And also that means that you now have an account in MyOpenMath connected to Canvas. So all your grades will automatically get into Canvas. So the grade for this assignment, for the test lockdown browser assignment, will be 100 out of 100 by the time you are done with the quiz. However, if you try to exit right now, the lockdown browser is going to say, you're not done, you're not done. And you'll be like, what is it that I'm not done? Because I just took this quiz. Well, what you're not done is that you have to go back, not to this tab, because that tab, we just opened it, but this one right here. So it'll say something like Canvas. So remember, this is where we started. This is where the password was in there. What you want here is you want this option. You need to say, I have finished my test in MyOpenMath. Okay? Obviously, if you had technical difficulties, you would click on that, but that's not going to give you credit for this assignment. So you need to have, I have finished my test in MyOpenMath. Yes. And we click Submit Quiz. And at this point, it's going to allow you to exit lockdown browser. So you will be able to close it and you will be all done. And then in your grades, in your gradebook, you will immediately see that you got 100 for both assignments at the same time. So you got the test lockdown browser quiz because you clicked on I have finished my test. And you got credit for this one in MyOpenMath because you were able to compute the mean correctly. And that would be it. And so both of these will have like check marks. So if you go to the student view, you can see over here on the right side, there I don't have the check marks because I did not do it, right? But you can see that these empty dots right here, they are now going to be green circles. So once you're done with this, you're going to have green circles and then you will be able to proceed. Sorry, guys, that it is such a complicated process, but the software and the MyOpenMath is free, so we have to kind of work around the way that it works. Thank you.